Hello, hello. Welcome, one and all, to another episode of Beer Barrels and Blockbusters. My name is Dustin Martin, and I will be your host today as we delve into another beer style, looking at what makes it its own distinct style. We will go over the ingredients used, relevant aspects of the brewing process, the history of the style, and we will break it down by its flavor, aroma, appearance, and so on. You know what we do. This isn't the first time you've heard the show. And if it is, then fuck you. Where have you been this whole time? I'm kidding, obviously. It's time for a Belgian beer style again. I always love doing these. They're just so much fun to talk about. They're fun to drink, too. They always have so much character. For you new fuckers out there, I try to stay in my pattern of doing a German beer style, an American style, an English style, and a Belgian style. It's not a strict guideline, more a way for me to keep track of where I'm at in the grand scheme of covering 100 or so beer styles without it getting redundant. It's trickier than it seems. I also don't want to talk about all the good ones up front and find myself with nothing cool to talk about in the back half of this podcast. Hence, the pattern. But I always enjoy the Belgian beer episodes. This go around we're talking about Witbier, which is the Belgian equivalent of a Weiss beer. I'm not a big fan of wheat beers in general, as I'm sure I mention every single time we cover a wheat beer, but this one may be the exception. I don't like the big brewery versions, the Blue Moons or the Shock Tops. Those beers, and others brewed for mass production, often sacrifice quality in favor of profitability, and the product suffers as a result. That's always the end result when making money is the main objective. Someone or something is going to suffer, and we end up with something far shittier than it should be. That's how America came to be what it is now. We sacrifice quality for profit margins with so many of our institutions that now everything is falling the fuck apart. That's why for-profit healthcare and schools and prisons are such bullshit. They don't do what they're supposed to do because the people who own those institutions make more money when the shit is less efficient. And the people who need those services suffer as a result. I know that isn't what we're here to talk about, but it's a problem that I like to address whenever I can. If all we care about as a country is money, then we have to be prepared to surrender our sense of morality to make that cash. Because capitalism is not a morality-based system. Quite the opposite. Capitalism, at its core, is heartless. It is predatory. It tears down the weak to bolster the strong. And I don't know about you, but that sounds like a real shit way to have your society run. It sucks to let these powerful assholes take what they want and leave everyone else out in the cold. Especially if it's all just about money. Like, there's so much fucking money in this country. We could handily solve issues like homelessness and poverty, and we could easily fix our crumbling infrastructure and overhaul our criminal justice system and education system and healthcare system. All we have to do is want to fix these things more than we want to be rich. We could do all that and more if we just used our inherent sense of morality as a guide. Because issues of morality, of right and wrong, are generally very clear-cut. It's not until we introduce these bullshit concepts like money and profit and power that things become muddied. Because it's not possible to be fair and moral while also being rich and powerful. And when I talk about morality, I'm not talking about Christian beliefs or any kind of religious bullshit. That's all been so tightly wrapped up with money and power for so long that I don't think there's any separating the two anymore. No, the morality I'm referring to is more simple than any religious institution would have you believe. Basically, all religion, be it Christian or Islamic or Hindu or any other fucking thing, can all essentially be distilled to the same core idea. And it's a really easy one to communicate. It's the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That's all you need to take from religion. Everything else is just filler, or fear-mongering, or an attempt to shame you into giving them your money. Can you tell that this is some shit I think about all the fucking time? God damn, I hate rich people. Someone should run for president under a strict eat the rich platform. I guarantee you they'll win in a landslide. I would do it myself, but I think we've had enough straight white male presidents to last us a few hundred years. For fuck's sake, I am so far off topic right now, I don't know how to get back. My fucking head is spinning, I'm so worked up. And hey, maybe all that was too much for a stupid beer and movie podcast, but you want to know what? I stand behind everything I said. Fuck the rich. fuck money as a system of control, and fuck capitalism most of all. It is a poison that has infected nearly every American soul, and I truly hope we can find a way to let it die before it manages to kill us all. Now, can we please talk about beer again? I think it was talking about Blue Moon that got me started on that tirade. Fucking Blue Moon. I mean, look, there's nothing wrong with Blue Moon. Not really. But there's nothing really right about it either. It's fine. Just like Shock Top is fine. They're both fine. But they're not good examples of what a wit beer truly is. For that, you have to look a little harder. Dig a little deeper. Shock Top and Blue Moon are easy to find. They're owned by the two biggest beer conglomerates in the country, AB InBev and Miller Coors, respectively. If you want to find a really good wit beer, you have to do some searching. There are tons of them out there. Tons of great craft examples, and tons of solid imports, too. The imports are going to be harder to find, typically, but they're out there. I'll get into some commercial examples later on, but I just wanted to emphasize that it's important for this style that you don't stop at the most popular one. That's true of most things, actually. Most popular rarely means the best. It's not true for Jose Cuervo or Jack Daniels, and it's not true for Blue Moon either. I'm gonna play the theme song soon, and we'll get into the episode proper, I promise. And we're gonna talk about beer and or movies for the rest of the episode. First, I'm gonna go throw some cold water on my face, and then we'll get into it. Sit tight.